I want to start by saying that if you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. Okay? That's not a thing I believe in. That's just a quote I've seen a lot of people share on social media. And I don't know why. Think about it. If you can't handle my worst, you don't deserve my best. That's like if a fire said to you, hey, if you don't let me kill your family, can't use me to cook. When I see someone share that, I'm like, I don't think I could handle you at your best. I think the best thing you've done is posting that to Facebook to warn us about how insane you are. I think about things like this because I'm a big overthinker. I overthink a lot of things. Are there any other overthinkers here tonight? That's good. There's a good amount of you. Some of you may need a few more minutes to think it over. I'm tired of being criticized for being an overthinker. I'm tired of it, because being an overthinker, I realized, is better than being an underthinker. And guess what? Those are the only two options. Have you ever talked to an underthinker? They say things like, yeah, could probably fight a bear. That's why there's so many overthinkers. We're better at surviving evolution. Think of the things you say to one versus the other. To an overthinker, you're like you're too inside your own head. You're overanalyzing the situation. Meanwhile, to an underthinker, why did you think you could jump that? Put your pants back on. Why would you talk back to the police? When I'm near the police, that's when my overthinking goes into overdrive. Like, my brain will remind me not to do things I would never do. Every time I'm standing near a cop, a voice in my head just goes, don't touch their gun, don't touch their gun, don't touch their gun, don't touch their gun. Then I just stare at their gun the whole time. Then I'm like, oh no, I'm in too deep. Why is my hand here? Sometimes I think a lot about the words that I use. Like, I always call my girlfriend my girlfriend. That's how I refer to her. And sometimes I think, should I be saying partner? Like, in my head, I think, should I say partner? But then I always end up saying girlfriend. And I think it's because deep down, I kind of feel entitled to it. Because I didn't spend all those Friday nights in high school alone in bed wishing for a partner. Like, oh, the things I'd like to do with a partner right now. Girlfriend just sounds cooler. Like, a girlfriend will text you from her apartment and say, come over. Your partner texts you from the next room, why haven't you left yet? We need bread. A girlfriend will meet you late at night at a bar wearing a leather jacket. Your partner's at home right now eating chips in bed and trying to keep it a secret. My girlfriend asks me a lot of questions. Sometimes she asks me about things that I think are very obvious. We were at a restaurant, and she said, do you think that the server can tell from watching us that we're in, like, a serious relationship? So then I replied, well, we walked in holding hands, and since then we've been sitting in silence for 30 minutes, so yeah. I think he knows that this is our anniversary. Then at the end of the meal, that server just brought us separate bills, unprompted. And that's a crazy power that servers have, where they can be like, I've been watching you all night. You should not be together. My girlfriend, she teaches me things too. She taught me about different female body types. And look, I've been watching women for years. but I did not know I was supposed to be putting you into fruit-based body categories. I think, though, that with men, there's only two body types. Like, either you have the kind of body where people are stoked when you take your shirt off, or not. And you know which one you are. You don't need a magazine quiz to figure that out. You just know, and you carry the weight of that knowledge with you wherever you go. How many of us non-abbed men have thought, wow, I'm sweaty and uncomfortable right now. I would love to take my shirt off. But I don't want to upset everyone at the bank. I am Jewish, and my girlfriend is not, which is legal. And I don't like stereotypes about Jewish people. There's a stereotype that we complain too much, and I don't know how we're supposed to respond to that without making it true. There's also a stereotype that Jewish people are cheap, and I've never understood this, because being cheap is also a stereotype for people from India, and the Chinese, and Africans, and Arabs. And if you're paying attention, that's most of the world. So what is it? Is most of the world cheap, or are white Christians bad with money? Because one of those things has to be true, and last time I checked, a sailboat, pretty bad investment. Christianity is also interesting because it's the one religion that has a hot prophet, right? Like Jesus looks pretty good. And other faiths do not have that. The Buddha, fat and bald. Most Indian gods, too many arms. A few other religions, it's forbidden to have any image of God or anything. But in Christianity, I think it's forbidden for Jesus not to be a babe always. Like, he always looks amazing. In the paintings, in the stained glass, in the statues, he has such nice abs. That's the original CrossFit. And apparently, that's kind of an offensive thing to say. And I think it's because people these days take CrossFit very seriously. Like, there is probably someone in here who's like, hey, that offends me. Because what Jesus went through, what he suffered, is not nearly as hard as what we do at CrossFit. Guys, thank you so much.